let them know, player. You know, we all got a past. If you here, you in the present. You need to be tripping off your future, dog.
I was raised playing with the clips, but I ain't talking no malice or Pusha T. I was raised fire with the wrist, taking risks. I used to push heck a tree, but them Grammys ain't come with no melodies.
Yo, it's your bro True Juke tapping in with y'all. Look, I got another video for y'all, and I just want to highlight some of these recent developments that's been going on right now in the news and the media. They more like recent distractions, honestly. But the reason I talk about these things, honestly, real talk, is to bring light to the truth and to bring light to present prophecy. As prophecy unfolds and as prophecy begins to take its hold or take hold throughout all of the earth right now, there's a big upswing in distractionary media, distractionary topics, you know what I'm saying? And I could talk about these things and just harp on the distractions themselves, but I like to highlight certain elements that give power to the distraction so that we can see the viability of the prophecy. Okay? Right now, regardless of what branch or denomination or religious background you have, I think if you come from any house or branch of religion right now, you could see that there's definitely something going on in the land, right? There's definitely something that's taking place that's greater than what the media is allowed to put forward. I want to start this video with the oppressive heat, however. It's funny how they say oppressive heat, mind you, in the articles and everything like that. I find it to be rather cleansing and rather nurturing. I'm a July baby, you know, so the heat and the sun has always been something that resonates with me because that's what I was born into. That's the season that I incarnated into this realm. However, nothing about this heat as we're experiencing on a worldwide level right now has been considered normal and is normal. The media right now is sensationalizing the heat from the standpoint of, you know, the broad stretch or the broad feel of it, meaning that many places on earth are experiencing similar levels of that heat right now that might not normally have been feeling that type of heat or that level of heat, right? And so what I'm looking at is the instances themselves, the fact that all over the world right now we have degree temperatures in the 90s, in the low hundreds to 100 teens, the low 100 teens, and maybe even mid 100 teens, like 113, 115 degrees around that area in places that normally didn't experience that type of heat. What's going along with it in most places is a serious level of drought. You know, it's interesting because where I am, we just had a thunderstorm today, and it was beautiful in that we had some very, what I like to call divine rain, a sacred rain. It fell onto the land, and it didn't actually show no signs of slowing up until this afternoon when all the clouds cleared out, and now we have this beautiful blue expanse, this beautiful blue sky, and we're dealing with the warm temperature. The wind isn't as warm as it was yesterday, but it's still warm outside, and there's a small breeze that's blowing by right now. If you can look into the grass back here and the bushes. But my point is that all over the world right now we're seeing an increase in heat, and the media, of course, is blaming it on global warming, climate change, but they're not talking about why the global warming and climate change is taking place. Okay? And like I like to say, regardless of whatever background religion you have, there's a difference between religion and spirituality. Okay, there's a difference between the control mechanism of religion versus what we all feel in real time and in real life. And many of us who, I'm gonna say, you know, it's kind of hard not to say victimized by religion unless you were one who had an open mind and one who was able to work outside of the threshold of that controlled religion background or the controlled religion platform or ideal, and then work outside of that using the discipline that religion normally provides us, and then moving forward through spirituality. Each one of us is different, and each one of us is on a different leg of the walk, of the journey. But what I have found in my life, that those of us who are more religious than spiritual, we tend to wait for the answer. And we tend not to trust ourselves and our instincts, our intuition. And when it comes to religion, religion teaches us how to wait for someone to reveal an answer to us that we construe as being in a higher position or a higher authority or higher mental acumen than ourselves. And that's where a lot of us make grave mistakes when it comes to religion. The discipline aspect of religion could be great if used soundly and correctly in order to elevate yourself through your spirituality, right? And so when I think about the global warming and I think about the heat that's been going on throughout the land, I can only help but think about ancient prophecies, whether we're talking about Hebrew prophecies, whether we're talking about Kemetic prophecies, whether we're talking about indigenous American prophecies. All of these ancient peoples knew that a reset would happen, a reset, knew that the world and the earth would have to cleanse herself, would have to do something so drastic that it would shake up the thresholds of the world how we know it. And of course, throughout religion, many of us have waited for certain signs. Many of us have waited for certain prophesied signs to begin taking place. And as time continued to go on and we begin to see algorithms in the earth and patterns in the earth, we could kind of get to this point where it's like, well, this happened before, this happened before, that happened before. So the world ain't really ending. You know, the world ain't, nothing's happening to the world. And so we kind of skirt these things off, ignore them, and keep on with our lives. Well, Bruh True Jew is here to tell you from all of my research and study, and you don't have to take my word for it or trust what I'm saying, but the earth isn't ever going to end. The world doesn't end. The world changes. The world resets. The world makes room for a new civilization, for new existence. The earth is like a canvas of creation. And within that canvas of creation, things happen. Pictures don't always look so clear. Pictures can be jumbled up. Pictures can be illy illustrated. And then it's time for those pictures to be wiped away. It's time for those pictures to be removed so that the canvas can be renewed and so that new pictures can be illustrated. And so that's what we're seeing right now. When it comes to this heat, we're seeing a global reset take place. We're seeing the birth pains of this place, of Mama Earth getting ready to release a new creation or have a new creation released onto her surface, in her grounds, you know, in her streams, her rivers, in her skies, you know. So all of these things are taking place right now that for those who are awake to what's going on, to really take note of them and to make the proper preparation spiritually in order for that new coming. Okay? Now, when I look at the heat and I look at the world, I can only go back to certain elements where we talk about, you know, the fire next time. And what the media is not telling us is that just like ancient prophecies foretold, the earth would be going through a cleanse that detailed and highlighted the idea of fire or heat being magnified throughout the land. And that would be one sign where we knew that, okay, we're at a time right now where eras are ending. Civilization, as we know it, is coming to a certain point where it has to be really questioned. And it has to be identified as one that's toxic. Okay? So look, it's your brother True Jew tapping in with y'all. Thank you for your time as always. You know I love you to life. Continue to stay blessed. Continue to stay vigilant. Most High Mama and Papa willing, I'll be back with another one. But until then, y'all stay cool. Gone.
You was born divine. True Jew, here to spit his rhyme. True Jew, here to speak his mind. True Jew, ain't in here